Danny!
I'm so sorry. Are you part of the press line? No, I'm so sorry.
Signing for fans.
Give us a smile. Give us a smile. Hey, Danny, over here for me, man. What's up? There we go.
God bless you. Director and the founder. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Welcome to the film festival, Danny. Tell us about the film, and we'll swing back to your relations with Robert Rodriguez. He's one of my favorite directors.
Robert and I go back. We actually found out we were second cousins, and but the film is basically a documentary on my life. It starts out, I was a kid, and grew up just like a regular any kid, and just made a left, and I happened to pick a role model that was an armed robber and a drug addict, but the fast money, the wad of money, that kind of stuff really impressed me, and fast money gets you a lot of time.
You've done over 400 films. I mean, I know some people, have gone through the system. I know your faith is very strong. Can you talk a little bit about that, your faith to get through all of this?
The face might get you there, but it's like you've got to have some etiquette on. People think Hollywood wants guys that can act tough. They don't want tough guys. You know what I mean? And we get all these guys that think they're tough and want to beat it. That's not what it's about. It's about being one of the kindest, gentlest people there is in front of and then when he says action, then you turn it on. But people think it isn't about that. And I thought it was, and then I watched. I learned. It was funny. Eddie Bunker, friend of mine that I knew behind the walls, and he became a writer, and he wrote a movie called Runaway Train with John Voight and Eric Roberts, and that was my first movie, and he kind of said, the whole world can think you're a movie star, but you can't, and I see everybody that thinks they're a movie star, their careers go in the toilet. No one wants to be around them. You know what I mean? So it's not it's like my mom said. My mom said, God made you an actor so that you could give every autograph, take every picture, and say, God bless you. And that's what I do, and that's what the avenue is. You know what I mean?
Wow. One last question before we wrap up. Robert De Niro, what did he say about you? Because he's considered a tough guy. He said something special about you.
You know what? Robert De Niro said he said I was a good actor. That was cool. And he just kind of said that, we came a long way.
And Machete don't text.
At all.
Thanks again, Danny. Thank you.
Oh, remember that. Machete don't text.
I love the movies, my man. How are you?
How are you?
All right, my pleasure.
Good.
And the shot back up a little bit. Perfect.
Make me look pretty.
Oh, yeah. You have to. You directed this fantastic film. All right, tell us how you got involved with the film and Danny.
Well, it started off, we were actually finishing up a movie called Ice Guardians, which was fighters in the NHL, and one of the producers, Adam Scorgi, came to me. He says, we got this possible doc on Danny Trejo, and I was like, okay. And we were actually looking at possibly doing another biography on another Hollywood figure at the time. And when I looked at the history of what Danny's story was, it was immediately shifting. I was like, I'm doing this. And so what I did at the time, before we even brought it to Danny, I went out, I researched his entire life, I put together a book and photos and everything, and made this big pitch book, printed out, beautiful book. And we brought it down to him, met him in a cafe down in Pacoima, and he saw it and he loved it, and kind of just, it skyrocketed from there because Danny started telling stories that weren't online. And you kind of realize the full scope of what his life offers. It was a story basically you wouldn't believe it. I know this is cliche, but you wouldn't believe it if it was written into a Hollywood script. So
I know. I saw the film, and it was just amazing at what he shared and how you put it together. Because I'm like, what? I said, what? I mean, to be brave enough to do that and for you to direct it, how does that make you feel? And plus being at the Mill Valley Film Festival.
Honestly, it was an honor. Danny gave us more than I ever expected. He went really deep, and you know, it was the little things too. Like the thing that sticks out in my mind as one of the poignant moments was when we just basically drove around his neighborhood and he was telling us stories in his big beefed up car there. And it was just so authentic and real, and you're also in the area where this happened. It's a surreal experience at that point. So yeah.
Brett, they're going to ask you for photos with him, so thank you.